All right, so I'm the first one that gets the chance to talk up front this year. I'm Will Nobles. I am the cyber guy. Before I was the cyber guy, I came from a small little town in East North Carolina called New Bern, North Carolina, where I worked on a tobacco farm at 12 years old. And yes, before I came the cyber guy, at 18 years old, I was driving a 100-ton bulldozer in a mine. So yes, I don't know how I went from a mine to a cyber guy, but that's where I'm at.
Is that the one?
Yep, that's it.
That's Caterpillar?
Yep,
Nice.
Cat D13.
Wow,
It's a big
it's
one.
a big one, man.
Yeah, big boy. So I've got 2 degrees in technology. I moved here in 2002, got multiple degrees and certifications in technology, and launched Vector Choice in 2008. Got 23 years of technology experience, and I'm seeing how far this thing's going to work today. Alrighty, so the family, the Brady Bunch. So I've been married to Logan for 5 years. We have a daughter that's 9, Madison in the back. Paxton is right here, and that is the mess. If you guys were on my Facebook last night, I'm shoveling fettuccine in his face at my birthday dinner last night. And then that's our oldest dog, Tiny. She was Tiny for a long time. She's a French Mastiff. And then Daisy's our 6-month-old, and Duke is our 5-month-old. This was probably when he was 3 months. He's 3 times the size of that now. It's a St. Bernard, a huge dog. So the few companies I have, I'll be talking about Vector Choice today, but we got communications, the Will Nobles LLC, that's more of the speaking, TV stuff, and then visibility, MSP. Few things. So 2019 was a fun year. I got to speak at a lot of places, but here are some of the top places I got to speak at last year. Harvard, West Point, Rockefeller Center, NASDAQ again, Robin Robbins Technology Marketing Toolkit in front of about 1,500 competitors around the world, and Carnegie Hall and Rockefeller Center. So that was pretty cool. Some of these celebrities I hung out with in 2019. You know, I asked Ice-T, I said, what's the most important thing you ever learned? And he said, well, how to act. I said, well, how did you learn how to act? He said, in front of the judge. True story, true story. I think he was probably the coolest person. She's not dumb as she looks. She's actually a very smart business person. She actually runs that family. So that was pretty cool. And Damon John was awesome guy as well from Shark Tank. And TV appearances, I didn't do many TV appearances. I think I only did 9 last year. TV appearances, I've actually got 2 scheduled next week in DC and Orlando, Florida. So a lot of TV appearances in different cities and stuff last year. So I just wanted to recap quick 2019 for me. All right, Vector Choice. What do we do and who are we? So our history, I started the company in 2008. We really started booming in 2017. A lot of change. I actually changed the company name in 2016, which I think helped because we were Vapor Services, which is when e-cigarettes and vaping came along, and my whole thought was cloud computing, vapor, cloud computing. Yeah, that was a good idea back in 2008, not with e-cigarettes and vaping. 2019 was an awesome year. We got Inc. 5000, best price in Atlanta, best price in the nation, MSP 501, which is the top 501 MSPs in the country, well, the world. And we grew 146% last year. So 19 was awesome. We have 4 locations. Atlanta's our corporate office. We have New Bern, North Carolina is where I'm originally from. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then in beginning of 2018, I acquired Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., where we Southern Maryland, Northern Virginia, and D.C. We have clients in about 23 states. We've done business in the Netherlands, UK, Dominican Republic, and Costa Rica. And compliancy stuff, HIPAA, healthcare, PCI, pretty much everybody that takes a credit card. ITAR is if you do business with, if you're an international company and do business with the DOD or the government. And GDPR, so if you do any business with a EU company and you have either data of a person, or one company, you have to be GDPR compliant. All right, services. Ton of services, and you guys know mostly what I do, a lot, obviously cybersecurity, a lot of other things. The things I'm going to talk about today is software development. Some of the things you guys probably don't know I do. Software development is, I'll give you a few cases where we're helping people. We have a customer that has an old software that the company is out of business, but they've been running this software to the ground. They've got to update it. So we're actually redeveloping that software all to a web-based form and taking it off of the server, so it's reducing the number of servers. We have a company in California that it's the company called homerepair.com, where they do home repairs all across the country as a franchise, and they were running off a spreadsheet. I mean, literally, it was a very, very complex Excel spreadsheet. I was surprised how complex that spreadsheet was. He said he spent years doing it, and I said, well, we can probably spend $100,000 and redo it. So he actually signed up, and we're about to finish that project, which he's able to roll that out on an app, where he can send out people on app, and they can do quotes right on the phone or a tablet. So that's some of the things on software development that you guys probably didn't know we can do. Customer service approach. 2019 we had what, a 96.5. I think 2018 was 94.3 survey score. So we are going up. The reason why we're going up on that is we've implemented a few things. One, we implemented a person that will call you as sort of a quality assurance person that is not sales, accounting, or technical. They're just calling you to see how you're doing every month. You can not talk to them if you're a client. You probably, Angie and some of the other ones, you probably got a call from her. And then we also implemented a dispatch. I call it a ticket Nazi. All his job is to do is monitor tickets and make sure the tickets are going through the system and make sure the techs are getting their job done from that standpoint. We have a 100% money back guarantee, so if you're not happy when we take you over IT-wise, we'll refund your money back to you. And trust. If you don't trust your IT partner, there's no reason to be in business with them or have them be taking care of your IT. Okay, so I'm going to quickly, and Robbie said he wanted me to focus a lot on this. So what is ideal client for me? Size-wise, we have clients from 2 employees to 5,000 employees, okay? But the ideal client is 25 to 250 employees in size, or about 3 million or more in revenue. Locations, it could be one single location or multiple locations. We love multiple locations, which is hence why I've grew into multiple locations myself. And then the type of people is if they've lost their IT, they are not happy with their current MSP. We had one, I went to a meeting yesterday, and the doctor's office, they've been with this guy for 21 years. Okay? The guy is 72 years old, and he just moved to Puerto Rico. And what broke the camel's back, is right time, right place, is that when the earthquake happened in Puerto Rico a couple of days ago, they said, and he's out of power, so he can't support them. He's like, all right, I got to make a change. And just because we've been dripping them with marketing stuff, he called us first. So again, marketing is huge. Not satisfied, outgrowing their break fix. Break fix is where they have a single guy and they come in, they fix the issue. When something's broken, they leave, they bill you, and then when something breaks again, they come back in and fix it again. We do a proactive approach on the managed services. We're protecting you all the time, and we're proactively so you don't have to call us and things are not breaking. Yes, it is technology, things will break, but we try to minimize that. The focus industry for last year was manufacturing. This year we're focusing on healthcare. My background, when I went and got an IT degree, my first job was in healthcare, and I was in healthcare for a long time until I was the vice president of a mortgage company in IT. And then when mortgages blew up in 2007, that's when I went out on my own and started a company in 2008. Gate openers, and thanks to Robert Brosner and lunch for my birthday, he got me thinking about this. And some of the gate openers that you want to be looking for is someone's complaining about their technology or something not working for them, or their technology person, or they say, I got hit with a cyber, I got a virus, or whatever the case would be. Just in that normal conversation talking to someone, that is definitely a big gate opener. If they mention if they need to meet compliancy, like the compliancies I mentioned before, if they say they need to meet compliancy, definitely send them my way. If you notice someone's still running Windows 7, so January the 14th is coming very quickly. Windows 7 is end of life. And if you just happen to see their laptop on their desk or screen behind them, and you notice the old, you guys know what the Windows 10 looked like and the Windows 7 icons look like. Just mention, say, is that a Windows 7 machine? You need to talk to this guy. And then if they have any cybersecurity concerns, if they're worried about getting hacked, especially if you guys do any business with municipalities or local small government facilities, that's huge. I mean, they're getting hacked. I was just in Baton Rouge. City of New Orleans got hacked on December the 15th, and they wanted me to go down to Baton Rouge to talk about that on Fox 44. And they got hit with a Russian, yes, it was a Russian virus. It was a ransomware virus. It shut down all 5,000 computers for the city of New Orleans and all their servers. So, and it's just, and literally, you know what it was? It was one person clicking on an email because they wanted to listen to music. Yep. One email shut down 5,000 computers and all their servers. And I'm not. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to add that last part. I won't say it.
I didn't even see it.
Good. I forgot about that. What about you?
That's not good.
Referrals for me. Best referrals for me. CPA, people that are dealing with businesses, insurance companies, attorneys, CPA, credit companies. Yes, is that 2 minutes? 2 minutes left. I'm out. What time?
That was 11.
You wrap up.
I didn't.
Okay, all right.
With the new timer, I didn't
I'll
give you the 2-minute warning.
HR payroll company. So pretty much who you're dealing with, decision makers. Most of you guys in this category here, you're dealing with either a office manager or a C-level person or some kind of decision makers. CFOs are also good referrals for us as well. And why do you refer a business to us? Every time you refer a business and I get the meeting and I go to the meeting, you get a $25 gift card. Okay, no matter if I land the deal or not. You could also win money. You can win a Harley, a Tesla, and also something new that I have not even announced yet that we're developing is that we are doing a 7-day all expense. Oh yeah, there it is. Disney, Vegas, or Washington D.C. So I try to pick the single people that wants to party, family, and people that like history. So, other than that, I'm Will Nobles, and please refer business to me.
So question, like what's the biggest moneymaker? Like, is it service that you manage the IT for a company to make sure that nothing goes wrong, or is it a different area? Just so we know where the big services and the kind of, oh yeah, we can do that service.
So anything residential, let me talk about what is not ideal, or we don't really care about. We do, but we don't care about, is residential, selling you a computer or laptop, equipment, sales, even servers. There's no money in any of that anymore. So that's the least. Really, it's a managed services agreement where we're taking care of their IT. And because we don't do break fix, they are signing a contract with us for us to put our tools in there to protect them. So it's more of a managed services agreement where we are their IT department. That's really where the biggest money. And that sort of comes along with the cybersecurity protection as well. Great. And don't be the daughter's office I talked to yesterday. She said, well, I've got cyber insurance. And she said, why do I need to be HIPAA compliant? I'm like, So you know what? I've started with daughters. I've started, especially if she was a lady, daughters are ladies in the room, don't take offense to what I'm about to say. But I pulled on my heartstrings. I said, and she was a pediatric doctor. I said, so let me just pull on your heartstrings a little bit. I said, think about your patients. Do you really want your patients' data to get out there? She said, no. I said, well, then you need to worry about HIPAA. And then she totally changed her mind right there. So I went to her to the heartstrings. So a lot of doctors, you'll be surprised, a lot of doctors do not care about HIPAA. And until they realize they tie the HIPAA, government HIPAA to a person or their patient, they don't think about that.
So I'll give Will a plug, because I've used you for, 2-3 years now. I cannot tell you the peace of mind when something happens to be able to pick up the phone and just have a tech fix it immediately. When President Trump took out the military leader, I'm licensed in New York, and New York has very strict cyber standards for the insurance industry, and we all got an email immediately talking about our compliance requirements. I literally finished it and deleted the email because I have Vector, and I know Will takes care of everything, and I feel so comfortable. So I'll kind of reiterate what you said during my proposal. If you have clients that have computers, which means all of you do, you're really doing a disservice if you do not at least give them Will's information, because if you want to keep your client, they need to maintain cybersecurity, because I'm telling you, it'll take you out of business overnight if you have a breach, because not only do you probably not have the money to deal with it, but instead of doing CPA work, you're now just doing a breach work for probably months to come, so.
And a lot of people say, it's never happened to me, so it's never going to happen, right? Or it won't happen to me, I'm too small, I don't have nothing to steal, until it does. Same way